Hello, creative! It's your graphics girl of graphicsgirl.com. That's graphics with PH and S, girl with no I and 3 R's. And I'm here with a quick tip to help you design your brand. Psst, quick tip. Now, quick tip videos are made to focus in like a laser beam on that one thing that you've been trying to learn in a program. This way, you don't have to wade through long tutorials to get to that nugget, that one thing that you've been struggling with. But first, how would you like a free cheat sheet? I thought so. Head over to graphicsgirl.com to get your free Illustrator cheat sheet that will show you all the shortcuts in the program. Just click the link below. I can create basic shapes in Illustrator using the Shape tool. When you click and hold the Shape tool, you can see it has subtools such as rectangle, ellipse or oval, polygon, and star. If I choose my rectangle tool by clicking and holding and selecting it with my left mouse, I can see that the options menu at the top shows me that my rectangle would be red with no stroke or border. So with that, I can click down and drag out, and I've created a red rectangle. To create a perfect square, I use this same tool. Just click down and drag out, this time add in my Shift key. And you can see that Shift will constrain the sides so they are equal. I'm going to use my selection tool, the black arrow at the top of the toolbar, to click and delete these. Fresh canvas. Let's move on to Ellipse tool. The Ellipse tool would give me a green oval or ellipse if I select green up here from my colors. So when I choose that tool and click and drag, I can create an oval or ellipse of any type. To create a perfect circle, you guessed it, hold in the Shift key and drag. Ellipses, ovals, whatever you want to call them, and perfect circles, all from the Ellipse tool. Going to choose my Move tool to select all of these. This time I'm going to just hit Command or Control A to select all, delete. Let's move on to the Polygon tool. You click and hold your Shape tool and come down to Polygon. This means you could create a poly or multi-sided object. Even a triangle counts as a polygon because technically there are 3 sides. So with the Polygon tool selected, I could come up here and choose blue this time. Now, using the Polygon tool, if I just click down and drag out, it will create the shape that I last created. So if you do this, most likely you're not going to get a triangle here, but rather something else. So a better way when creating polygons is to select the tool and then click down one time on your artboard. When you click down one time, you have the ability to tell it how many sides you would like the polygon to have. If you're going to create an octagon, why, you could just enter 8. Right here is the number of sides. When you click OK, voila, you've created your stop sign. Except for it's blue. But what if you wanted to create a pentagon? Same thing, you click down one time, this time add in the number 5. And so on and so forth. But notice how all of these shapes that I created are nice and straight. If I show my rulers here with Command or Control R and I drag down a guide, you see here they are completely straight and flat. So I'm going to right click to unlock my guides and delete that guide there. But when I use the tool and click down and drag out, it just remembers the last shape I created. But it won't keep it straight unless I add in my Shift key. Right now I have no fill on it because if I look at my options menu, I didn't specify the color. So it will remember the number of sides, but it may not remember any other attribute. So if I choose my polygon tool and I knew that I wanted a 10-sided object that is 100 pixels wide, when I click down, I would have my polygon and it would be straight. The next time I use my polygon, it would remember these settings, but it wouldn't create it necessarily straight unless I add in my shift key. So when you're using the polygon tool, you have the ability to tell it not only the number of sides, but also the dimensions. Recall that you can always scale up your polygon to be any size though. So in essence, the size is almost arbitrary. It's the number of sides that you want to capture. Previous versions of Illustrator had the star tool as one of the options for the polygon dialog box. It used to say star inset. So you could set the radius from one point to its inset point. Now, the star tool is its own tool. So let's look at that next. I'm going to select all here, Command or Control A, and delete. Now when I choose my star tool, I'm going to make it a yellow star. I can set that in my options menu here at the top. When I click down and drag out, it will just remember the last settings that I used for this. So what if you wanted to create something else, like a traditional star? When you click down one time on the artboard, you could say, let's say, 5 points and make these two numbers closer than what you're seeing here. If I say maybe, I don't know, 60 and the first radius being 100, let's see what that looks like. There you go. Traditional star, it's a bit fat. We could play around with those settings, but the inset amount, the radius 1 to radius 2 represents this point in relation to its inset or second point. So you play around with the number of points, how many points the star has, as well as these two numbers. You want to create more of a seal look, like seal of approval. Maybe there's 12 points, and maybe these two numbers are closer together. So when you click down, there you go. We're having all kinds of options that we can do here. What if I did 90? Closer and closer. Let's see what else we could do here. What if I did 95 and I did something like 24 points? There we go. Now the star tool has our seal of approval. You can create bursts of any kind, stars, and all kinds of shapes with this one tool. I'll do one more burst over here and say like 50. So first radius is 100, second one 50. Let's go crazy. Let's say 40 points on this guy. When I click down, look at that. All kinds of shapes are possible. So basic shape creation, you're going to use your shape tool and all of these subtools below it. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, for free marketing, branding, and design resources, head over to graphicsgirl.com. That's graphics with PH and S, girl with no I and 3 R's. And I'm here to help you design your brand.